Hello everyone and welcome to my first video of 2021. So I thought I'd start the year off with a nice strong flow sequence that's suitable for everybody, beginners, intermediate and advanced. So as always, you don't need any equipment whatsoever, just a good deal of space around you that you can move your body in freely, some comfortable clothing if you can. And yes, just throughout the practice, just listening to your body. So if there are any poses that you're guided into by me and they don't feel right in your body, then just pull yourself out of them and then just join back in with the sequence later on when you're ready to. So that being said, we're going to start off in an all fours position and in child's pose. So big toes to touch, knees are either wide or close together, and just sit those hips back into those heels as comfortably as you can and extend those arms way out ahead of you. So if there's a bit too much pressure on your knees, you can take a bolster or a block of some kind, place it underneath those hips just to elevate them slightly to take the pressure away. And again, if this is a bit much on your shoulders, you can bend at the elbows and just rest the forehead onto the forearms nicely down. So it's just important that you're comfortable in this position, just so you can really focus on your breath. So coming down now, and just following that breath into and out of the body. So inhaling deep through the chest, all the way down to the belly. Allow that belly to sink between the thighs. And as you exhale, try and make that exhale slower than your inhale. So we're really focusing on drawing down that sympathetic nervous system, calming down the body so you can truly focus on the functions inside of your body. So linking that movement to the breath and just stilling the mind, bringing some peace in through the body. And just drawing that focus entirely on the breath now. So the inhale is coming in through the nose or the mouth, down into the belly, really ballooning. Exaggerate that inhale to balloon the belly between those thighs. And maybe holding your inhale at the top just for a period, and then exhale, slow the release out of the nose or the mouth. And really try and get rid of all of the air. So you always end up with a little bit of residual air in those lungs. So forcefully exhale every last bit of air. So the next time you take a breath in is a full capacity of oxygen into the lungs. So taking a final conscious inhale here through the chest into the belly. And if you are able to, providing you're not congested into the nose, I encourage you to breathe through the nose throughout the practice just to absorb as much oxygen as you can, and so that breath is a little bit warmer as well entering the body. On your next exhale, you're going to bring yourself up into an all-fours position. Take the knees underneath the hips, hands directly underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread out wide, and you're gripping the ground through those fingertips just to protect those wrists. As you inhale, you're going to drop the belly down, wheel the chest forward for a cow. And as you exhale, round that back out, tucking the head under for a cat. So again, marrying this movement inside of your breath. So as you start the inhale, you drop the belly down, wheel the chest forward. And then as you start the exhale, you round that back out, tucking the head under, stretching between those shoulder blades. Twice more in your own breath now. Inhale, gazing forward. Exhale, rounding it out. Really getting a good stretch in that spine. Inhale, gaze forward. And exhale, rounding it out. So from here, just going to start to take some small circles over the wrists. And again, any weight-bearing exercise on those wrists, you want to make sure they're fully prepared. And just increasing the size of those circles, maybe coming down to a brief child's pose. And you're basically at this point moving as many joints in the body as you can. So stepping up all the way into the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the wrists. Even the neck if you want to move that neck around a bit. And then coming back through centre, start those circles in the opposite direction. So going in nice and small to start off with. Making sure that when you move beyond those hands, you're pressing through those fingertips. And then sitting briefly into those heels. Really developing warmth in through the joints, preparing them for movement. And then coming back through centre, you're going to press down through those left fingertips, extend that right arm forward, left leg back, toes onto the ground. From here, press that belly button up towards the spine, root down through that left shoulder, and then go ahead and squeeze the left glute to extend that leg away from you. Inhale here to lengthen the spine, exhale, connect elbow to knee. So it's going to really target the core, exhaling in, moving with your breath, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, that's 3, we're going to go for 5 in total. And exhale, really warming up through the core, the hips and the shoulders. Final exhale here. One more inhale to extend as you exhale. Right hand, left knee back down to the ground. So from here, you're going to press through those right fingertips, extending that left arm forward, right leg back. Again, firm that belly up towards the spine. Root down through that right shoulder this time, and then squeezing that right glute. Inhale to lengthen arm and leg away. Exhale, connecting elbow to knee. Inhaling out, exhaling it in. And again, you're trying to make those movements as fluid as you can. Exhale, just 2 more. Focus on slowing down that breath if you're moving a lot faster than me. 1 more exhale here. Inhale to extend. As you exhale, left hand, right knee down to the ground. Sit back into those hips, onto those heels. Nice and gently, and just take those arms behind you now. Clasp them together if you can, or just grab a hold of the heels, just to stretch across the shoulders. If you want to get a deeper stretch across the shoulders, then you can extend those arms overhead, slowly either resting the head down to the mat, or keeping it hovered above, wherever you are. Get a real good stretch across those shoulders. Wherever you work the body, it's important to stretch it out, relax it, massage it, just give it some care and attention. It's always important to balance it out. So releasing those hands now, extend the arms overhead, and then coming back up to an all fours position. So again, from here, hands are directly underneath the shoulders, the fingertips are pressing through the mat or the ground. We're going to tuck the toes under now, and again, doming that upper back, firm that belly button up towards the spine. And from here, we're just going to lift those knees off the ground, just about 1 inch. And we're going to hover it here for a couple of breaths. So from here, you're going to really start to feel those thighs switch on, as well as the core and in through the shoulders. So it's a nice little heat burner at the start of your practice, just to generate that heat into the body. Taking a final inhale here. And as you exhale, you're going to shift those hips up nice and high for downward facing dog. And you'll notice my stance is quite close and awkward. You might want to take those feet a little bit further away from your hands, just so that your head can nestle nicely between those arms. And again, knees are bent to make sure that spine is straight. So straightening that right leg, keep the left leg bent, and then straighten the left leg, bending through that right knee. So really slow pedals out through those legs. We'll start to warm those hamstrings nicely. So looking between the hands, we're going to walk or step up to the top of the mat. Inhaling up to a flat back position, lengthen the arms and legs. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. As you inhale, press down through those feet, take the arms wide and up, palms to meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. As you inhale, you're going to take the arms and reach them up. As you exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back position. As you exhale, hands to the ground, stepping it back either through plank or through all fours. As you inhale, shift the weight forward slightly. Exhale, coming down to the belly and tucking the toes. Inhaling up through cobra, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, coming down and pressing it up through all fours. Tuck the toes under and lifting the hips high for downward facing dog. Pedaling out through those feet. This flow is going to be relatively quick moving, just to keep the heat building into the body. As you look between the hands, walk or step to the top of the mat. Inhaling up to a flat back position, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. As you inhale, root down through the feet, take the arms wide and up, palms to meet at the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. So from here, we're going to take those big toes to touch. Have a slight gap in between those heels. This time as you inhale, you're going to take the arms down at your sides, start to bending through the knees, weight into the heels, and extending the arms up to a chair pose. So wiggling again those toes off the ground, just to switch on those hamstrings and glutes. Keep that core tucked in, lower ribs are knitted down towards the navel, and reaching out through the fingertips. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Nice static pose here to really build some heat into those legs. We're just going to take those hands to heart center. Take that left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Press down through those finger knuckles. Inhale, extend the arms back overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Again, twisting gently into your twisted chair. Inhale, arms back out overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center in mountain pose. As you inhale, take the arms and reach them up. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back position. As you exhale, fingertips to the ground, step that right leg back into a deep lunge, making sure your feet are about hip width distance apart, and then pressing it up to a crescent lunge. So in crescent lunge, you want that knee to be stacked directly over the ankle, engaging that whole leg, tucking that tailbone under. You'll probably bend through that right leg, but look to really straighten it out as best you can, strong and engaged through the core. Arms are reaching up and overhead. We're going to inhale, reach those arms up overhead, and without that front leg moving much as possible, we're going to bend through that back leg into a 90-degree angle and exhale up for 1. We're going to do 5 in total. Inhale down, exhale up, that's 2. Inhale, exhale, that's 3. Just 2 more. Good, last one. And then spinning onto that back right heel, opening it out to warrior 2. And again, that knee stacked directly over the hip. Your core is nice and strong. As you inhale, you're going to straighten the front leg, arms reach up, exhale, taking it down. So this should feel like a nice relief in through those hips, into the legs, bring some movement into the body, nice and easy. Exhale, coming down. Flip that front palm up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale to reverse the warrior, stretching out through that left side body. As you exhale, take that left elbow to left knee, swing that right arm up and overhead. For a deeper stretch into the hips, taking that left hand down to the inside of the left foot, really targeting that innermost hip there. On your next inhale, engage your pelvic floor muscles, press down through the feet, bring yourself back up to warrior 2. Inhale, straighten out that front leg, but keep a slight micro bend. And as you exhale, shift that weight forward, and then that left hand comes either down to the ground on the inside of the foot, or just the inside of the shin. So wherever you are, and then reaching up through those right fingertips. Gaze can be wherever is comfortable for you. On your next inhale, again engage the pelvic floor muscles to bring yourself back up slowly to a warrior 2, rebending to that front leg. And as you exhale, take those cartwheel hands down to the ground, spin onto the ball of the right toes, and step it back either to plank or to an all-fours position, wherever you are. And from here, you're going to inhale, shift the weight forward, exhale, slowly bring it down to the ground, elbow shade the sides, untucking the toes. So from here, you're either going to come into cobra, or if you're practicing upward facing dog, then you're going to slide the hands onto the lower ribs, press the tops of the feet into the ground, engage the entire lower body, and you're going to engage that body up off the ground, lifting hips and thighs off, squeeze the shoulder blades together. As you exhale, come down to an all-fours position, and then lift those hips high to downward facing dog. Again, a slow pedal out of those heels. You're going to look between the hands, walk or step to the top of the mat. Inhaling up to a flat back position. Exhale, bend the knees to forward fold. As you inhale, root down through those feet, take the arms widen up, palms to meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, take the arms and reach them up. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. As you inhale, rise up to a flat back position. As you exhale, fingertips to the ground. This time, step that left leg back to a long lunge. Take the feet to about hip width distance apart, grip through the toes, and then pressing it up to crescent lunge on the other side now. So again, knees over the ankle, tailbone is tucked under. Again, the back leg will bend slightly, but just try and straighten out as much as you can. Engage the core and arms reach overhead. Take an inhale to try and reach the ceiling. As you exhale, coming down and pressing it up for 1. Coming down, up for 2. Good, keep it nice and strong. This is 3. Maybe a gentle tap of the ground, that's 4. Last time, that's 5. Spin down to that back left heel, opening out to warrior 2. As you inhale, straighten that front leg, arms reach up. Exhale, take it down. So again, finding the fluidity in the movement. Inhale, reaching it up, widening those hips, bringing some space into the joints, and exhale, settling to warrior 2. Flipping that front palm towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale, reverse the warrior, stretching out through this right side body now. As you exhale, taking that right elbow down to the right knee, swinging that left arm up and over, and bringing yourself to the position that you were on the other side, just to match the body, bring some balance. So engaging the pelvic floor as you inhale, press down through those feet, come back to warrior two, coming into an inhale to straighten the front leg, but making sure that front leg's engaged, you're not locked out from the joint, keep it nice and active. As you exhale, shift that weight forward, and just pivot from the hips, nice and gently down to triangle pose. Again, keeping that lower back active, glutes are squeezed. So engaging that lower of the pelvic floor muscles. You're going to inhale, bring it back up to warrior two. Take an inhale here, relax the shoulders. And as you exhale, cartwheeling the hands down to the ground. Again, stepping it back either through plank or through all fours. From here, we're just going to hover in a plank or all fours position, doming the upper back. Engaging that core, press that belly button up towards the spine. As you inhale, shift the weight forward slightly. As you exhale, slowly bring it down to chaturanga, stopping here, just above the ground. Exhale, pressing it back up and straight into downward facing dog. So inhale, coming forward to plank or all fours, wherever you are. Exhale, coming down. This time, inhale, bringing it back up, and exhale, taking it back. So changing the breath sequence just slightly there. Inhale, rounding it forward, nice and fluid. Exhale, elbow shave the side, stopping just above the ground. Inhale, pressing it back up, and exhale, taking it back. You can hear my breath rate is starting to elevate a little bit through these movements. We'll just do one more here. As you inhale, bring it forward. Belly nice and strong. Exhale, coming down. Chaturanga. And inhale, pressing it up. And exhale, taking it back. From here, we're going to take those knees down to the ground. Cross the feet behind you. Shuffle down the mat to a seated pose. Feet out behind you. And from here, we're just going to have the fingertips facing the feet. Opening out the shoulders. Press down through the heels and lift those hips high. Squeezing the glutes to the top. Exhale down. Twice more. Inhale, bringing it up. Exhale, taking it down once more. Inhale up, just stretch out those shoulders. Again, if you can't quite get this high, absolutely fine. As long as you're feeling the stretch to the shoulders, and then coming down slowly. So from here, holding onto those knees. Inhale, open out the chest. Exhale, round the back out, one vertebrae at a time. Bring it down to the ground. Draw that right knee in, followed by the left knee. Just a gentle rock from side to side. Again, rewarding the body from all the work that we've been doing. So release those feet down to the ground. One more exercise. We know we love to switch on those glute muscles. So taking those hands down at your sides, either palms face flat on the ground, or you can challenge the core a little bit more. Take those palms to face each other and extend them directly overhead. So from here, you're going to direct that weight into the heels of the legs or heels of the feet. Keep that core engaged. Take an exhale here. As you inhale, bring those hips high. Squeeze the glutes to the top. Exhale, roll the spine down. So 4 more like that. Inhale, taking it up. Really squeeze the glutes. Exhale, roll it down. 3 more. Inhaling up. Exhale, down. Last 2. Inhale, take it up. Really focus that squeeze on the glutes. Exhale, down. Last time. Inhale up. Maybe holding it here just for a couple of breaths. Really build that heat through those glutes. Extend those arms away from you. Challenge the core. And slowly exhale. Roll the spine back down. Draw that right knee in towards the chest. Followed by the left knee. A gentle rock from side to side. And from here, keep a hold of that right leg, extend the left leg down to the ground, take that right knee across the body, open out to the side, left or right palm, facing up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, exhale, relax. As you inhale, engage the pelvic floor, come back through center, draw the left leg back in, release that right leg down to the ground, take that left knee across the body with your right hand, extend the left arm up to the side, palm to the ceiling. Taking an inhale here, Exhale, relax. Again, slow down that exhale. As you inhale, bring it back through center, draw both knees in. Maybe taking happy baby, because everyone loves that happy baby at the end of a practice. If not, again, if your hips are still very tight and you're working on mobilizing or loosening up those hips, just take those knees in as close as you can to your body, hug the shins close. And it's just something to work towards with your happy baby. And then very slowly releasing the hands and either bringing yourself into Shavasana, which I strongly encourage, just to really bring that heart rate, breath rate down, bring some stillness back into the body to truly balance out the body. Or if you're short on time, just dedicate literally 2 or 3 breaths just to focus that stillness back into the body. And then you can cross the ankles, press yourself up gently towards the seated position. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed the class today. It was a nice little strong start. The sequences will be getting stronger and stronger as the weeks and months go on, just to really progress that body and the strength inside there. So keep to it. If you find it a bit difficult, then even so, keep to it. You will develop more strength, flexibility. It's just dedication and patience. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat, and I look forward to training and flowing with you again soon. Thank you so much.